provide greater range from an EV, 100 miles or more, a better battery already existed, developed by a well-known inventor working in Troy, Michigan, about 30 miles from General Motors headquarters.
Standing.
And Iris Ovshinsky. I think you shouldn't do it that way. You should say you're Stan Ovshinsky, and then I'll say I'm Iris Ovshinsky. Don't do it that way. That's funny.
With over 200 patents to his name, Stan Ovshinsky had pioneered a new battery, and GM purchased controlling share of his company.
We were chosen over 60 different big companies like Westinghouse and others who wanted to win the race to make the batteries that would be used in pure electric cars. And we were chosen because we had a battery. And to us, putting it in a car was not the most gigantic thing. What did we were supposed to do?
But you did sort of expect champagne and roses.
I expected champagne and roses. When I said that we were going to put in a paragraph into a newspaper that said we had achieved this, I really expected congratulations to flow in. And then I knew that something was different when the opposite happened.
Ovshinsky was censured for publicizing his battery advances without permission and asked not to run advertising in national publications. The EV1 debuted with a weaker battery. It would be another 2 years before Ovshinsky's batteries were installed in the EV1.
The first version of the EV1 had defective Delco batteries in them, and they kept failing. So that was GM's failure on those batteries. Once they put good batteries in, they didn't have any problems.
Ultimately, GM sold its share in Ovshinsky's company to an unlikely buyer.
Then when the nickel metal hydride batteries were improved so that they're now lasting longer than the life of the car and cheaper than an engine, Chevron Texaco stepped in and purchased control from General Motors of Ovshinsky technology. The oil companies do not feel threatened by battery technology because they effectively crushed it.
You know, the electric car is kind of an interesting case study. I mean, it was such an abysmal failure that I think there are a lot of people involved in the initial decision-making and trying to pointing fingers at whose responsibility it is.
To Basra and all Iraq comes good news with the opening of a new oil field. The pipeline runs across the desert to the Persian Gulf at Fayal. There, tankers load up with the precious fuel the world needs so badly. Yes, it's a big day for Iraq, and there's a feast to celebrate. Sheep stuffed with rice and a host of other good things. But that's only the first of the good things that will come to Iraq, thanks to oil.